Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This one is on the new Shawn Michaels DX Army Attitude Era Acrobat. As usual, I won't be keeping this one. This is another one of those trial guys, so you guys are all going to get to play him, level him up, and have some fun with him. So, like last time, if you have road tours you need to complete, go for that. Any of the month-long tours, get all that done. Take advantage of having an OP guy that's leveled up a lot. So gonna run three builds, or four build sets for him: a 3-star, 2 4-stars, and a 5-star. So there should be some stuff in here that you guys can use and find useful. So let's take a look at the card itself. Links in gear, he's got Degeneration X. Purple moves start with 2 more move points. DX Army, any color moves start with 2 more move points. And Attitude Era, gems do 10% more damage. He only has the 1 set of gear. Coach is another one of those situational coaches. At 15k, he's going to reduce 65% of the damage red submission moves do. 9k, 55%. So if there's anyone you're going against with a red sub that's doing a bunch of damage, this would be a situational coach to toss in there, and pretty solid. So want to talk about a couple things, and I'll probably just talk about it while I'm running this moveset. The first one here is his 3-star moveset. It's available at 3 stars. There's a lot of different ways you could run HBK, a lot of different trainers you could use. So a lot of the choices I made were based on the trainers I have and how leveled they were. So you may find using some different trainers works better for you. First moveset we're going to run is using his finisher, the Sweet Chin Music. Deal 56k damage and swap a 3x3 area into purple gems. Teardrop Suplex. It's going to make 3 random gems into multiply gems of strength 5 and do 3k damage. It's only 1 MP, so that's pretty cool. We can use it every turn. Superplex. Deal 22k damage and choose 4 gems to make into blue gems. For the entourage, we're running Woods for more purple MP to start. I do have tour perks active, so I'm plus 2 MP. Like he would be in feud, so the purple move is going to start charged right away with the perks and Woods. Got NXT Seth, so we're choosing 8 instead of the 4 we were. He makes 4 extras. Rhea Ripley, kind of rare, not super rare coach, semi-rare, so I put her on here for some more starting blue gems. Coaches are going to be pretty the same for me throughout this preview. If you had Zombie Undertaker, he would by far be the best coach to use. So if you have Z-Taker, you're going to be using him in your lineup. I don't, and he's very rare, so I probably wouldn't have used him for the previews anyway. And then I'm using Cena Robo Cena to reduce red gem damage by 20%. This is kind of a free slot on this last one, depending on your coaches. So you could use any situational coach. If you're going against a multiply guy, use the multiply down ones. You could use the berserker coach, things like that. Sub coach. So that's pretty open. Let's get in here and start going against Vader. As you know, Vader isn't strapped on the road for 5 stars. He's the only one. So even though we have a class disadvantage, we're going to beat up on Vader like normal. I'll show you my tour perks real quick here. All color moves start with 2 MP, and we get 1 bonus MP for matching, some extra health, and that's about it. So this is going to be usable every turn, throwing random blue multis out. And then we have the choose move. This is all of HBK's movesets are very offensive, very aggressive, so you're trying to do as much damage as fast as you can. The main thing with this is make sure you get all of the multiply gems, the ×5s ticked, so that you get maximum damage. And that one, 186k. Like I said, it's his 3-star moveset. It's not. It's my least favorite, I think, of the builds I use, but It's still pretty solid. It's a recycling build, so it's going to recycle. Does do a bit more pins than I would like, so the finisher is going to recycle the purple and we'll be back to it. You could potentially run this different ways. This moveset, I feel like this is probably the best set for him, for the 3-star move, the best coaches. You could, maybe you could use Matt or some stuff like that, but I feel like this runs better. Since it's randoms and you won't always have a ton of blues. Although so far we have quite a few. As we go, you'll see the next movesets. There's going to be a lot of options you can do based on the trainers you have. And like I said, this is my least favorite of his movesets, but it is the 3-star one. So trying to make, cascades and get really good damage, that was 242k. Nope, row break. So you're just trying to do as much damage as you can. It takes a few turns and you're pinning a lot. That's the downside to the recycling moveset here. So I don't see a situation where I would use his finisher over his other moves, but at 3-star, this is what's going to flow the best probably. So, pretty easy win. We'll get into the 4-star sets, and even though the moves are going to stay the same, the trainers are going to change, and it's going to make a big difference on how he plays. So the first one, I'm actually going to, let's get in here. We're going to take the finisher out. We're going to use the moonsault. We're going to take the choose move out. And we're going to use the DDT for buffing. And we're going to keep the 1 MP. So we're going to be running 2 MP moves. So we're still going to use the teardrop suplex, make 3 random gems into multiply gems of strength 5. We're going to use the DDT, which increases the strength of our multiply gems by 3. It does 5k damage, 2 MP. And the moonsault, deal 2k damage and destroy 7 random multiply gems, 1 MP. So no MP trainers are going to be needed. So Woods is going to go out. Matt Hardy's coming in to buff the multiply gems. And Callisto's coming in to generate more multiply gems. So instead of 3, we're making 6. You can also use Demon Valor. You could also use blue gem damage. It really depends on the strength of your trainers. But for this one, if you're we're basically doubling. If my Callisto was 5k, we'd be making 7 blues, assuming we had that many on the board, into multi-gems, and we'd be destroying 7 every turn. So ideally that would be the best, but you also need that many blues on the board every turn. So that first one was a 6 health pack win. And I didn't cover it very well, so let's go over that again. So Entourage, Matt's adding 2 to the multis, and Callisto's we're generating 3 more multi-gems. So 6 instead of 3. If he were 5k, it would be 7. Still Rhea for more blue gems on the board, and Cena to nerf the red gem damage. So all 3 moves will be ready turn 1. And like I was saying with Callisto, you're essentially, if you double the amount of gems, that would be like increasing by 50%. So that's better than blue gem damage or Balor. If my Balor was 9k, Demon Balor, I'd get an extra multi-gem. So in that case, Balor would probably be the way to go all the time. So we're going to make these gems into multis. And we have a bunch on the starting board. So there's a few ways you can do this. Because there's a green match, I'm inclined to buff them and then maybe not break them this turn. So that gives us 10 times, so 53k. So let's buff it and hold back the destroy for one more turn. Oh, okay. And now hopefully it won't overwrite these other ones. Let's see how that works. Well, that's kind of lame. So with this build set, definitely don't want to do that. You're just going to want to destroy him every turn. I need to... Ooh. So 400k damage there. Invader can't kick out. I'm going to run that one more time. Because he overwrites those gems, so that's not the right way to play it. But you can see that was 400k damage, so really strong. So when you have the blue gems, this moveset is pretty solid. That was 2 health pack win. And I did crit as well, so we have exactly 6. So this is the one thing where you can run into a slight problem, is when we break these, when it's our next turn, we may not have very many blues on the board. And I do want to show that as a possibility here for you guys, so this could be good. Are going to get a row break there too. So non-crit, 380k damage, and Vader's going to kick out. So second time around, we won't have the buff, but we're still going to make 6 randoms. So this should be a pretty healthy one since we have them on the board. But using Callisto, you can run into a lack of blue gems, so that's a potential pitfall. And that's a 230k damage move, so Vader doesn't kick out. So that's using Callisto, which I like. But again, you are susceptible to lack of blues. The next move set we're going to keep all of the same moves, but we're going to switch the trainers around, and we're going to put Demon Valor in. The reason I'm using, I'll show you here, 3 health pack win. Gem damage. Okay, so my blue gem damage is only 25% with edge. The one you want to use is the one that adds more, because they're both essentially the same amount of damage, the same modifier. So whichever one of yours is higher, there are other blue gem damage trainers too, so whichever one of yours is higher between those is the one to use. Demon Valor happens to be my highest, so that's why I'm going to use him. At 9k, he makes an additional 1 multiply gem. So if you have Demon Valor at 9k, that's definitely the play, I think, for this moveset. Even over Callisto at that point, because you won't have to worry as much about having as many blue gems. So this, I would say, is the better moveset and trainers if you have 9k Demon Valor. But otherwise, use whichever one you have higher. If you don't have either of them very high, you can use Callisto like I showed in the first one. So now it's only 3. In a perfect world, we would get a green match and be able to buff those gems twice. Because you're really trying to set up for a big boom that they can't kick out of. And we're going to have to wait a turn, so hopefully he won't eat our multiplied gems like that. Oh wow, okay. Okay. So we're looking at 70k a piece times 5. So this should be 350k damage. There's definitely situations where we're going to have 13 times on there and it's going to go better than this. So, but still very beefy hit, 376k. And it does keep him down. I'm going to run that one more time because that didn't work out as well as it could. But these matches are pretty fast, really, dishing out a lot of damage quickly. The other thing about HBK that you have to take into account is for like mixed showdown or showdown when you're doing bonus guys and you don't have access to a very strong tag link, he's going to be a 5/8 health pack win. He's going to be very good for those because he doesn't need MP trainers. He can throw damage out every turn. So he's going to be very useful for that. In Feud, if you're a multi-gem person where you buy multi-gem perks and stuff, he's going to be able to do a lot of damage really quick. So he's pretty good for those. There are, of course, multi-down coaches. Oh, this is perfect. So this is going to be like best case scenario when you have a green match turn 1. So we can buff those and we can get another green match and we can buff them again next turn. And if we're really lucky, he'll leave our multiply gems alone. Nice. So this is great. And imagine this with multiply gems being 100% more in Feud. Because this is going to hit for well over 400k, I believe. Yeah. That's 500k. So with perks, that would be ridiculous. And that's what I wanted to show you guys with this moveset. That's really the best case scenario, though, is you get those multi-gems buffed twice. But do keep in mind, there are coaches that can reduce multiply gem damage, so you do have to play around that a little bit. That moveset, though, very, very powerful. And both of these were his 4-star moves. So we'll take a look at the 5-star one. And I think this one might surprise some people with how I'm running it and the trainers available. This one doesn't require a lot of thinking, so you can really play it quite fast. Get the trainers on here first. We're going to use Kane, Striker Kane, to destroy a lot more multiply gems, and then we're going to go back to Callisto to make a bunch more. And the cool thing about this moveset is it's a lot of destruction. So we're going to get the 5-star move in, which we haven't seen yet. And we're going to put that in for the buff the multi-gems. So we're using the Flying Forearm Smash, deal 17k damage, and choose 5 gems to make into multiply gems of strength 4. So that one's coming in. So we're making a bunch of multi-gems now. The Teardrop is making now 6 random blues into multiply of strength 5. And the Flying Forearm Smash, we're choosing 8 gems to make into multiply gems of strength 4. And the Moonsault is now destroying 13 random multiply gems. Still using Rhea Ripley, still using Master of the Universe Cena. So you can see the Moonsault is going to be doing healthy damage. Also for this, take notice of your highest gem damage. Blue obviously is the highest, and then purple. So when you run out of blues, you want to load the purples up with your multiply gems for more damage. So we're going to be looking to place the chooses on blues and purples. After that, green or black. So like I said, this moveset, the turn 1, the randoms are going to be there, the blues. And so we're going to destroy 6 turn 1, and then turn 2, everything is ready, because the other 2 are only 1 MP, and then every turn after that, they're all ready. So this is really fun. It's fast because it requires 0 effort or thinking. You're just spamming destroy multiplies. So turn 1, it's going to be 175k, give or take. He did take our blues, so we're only getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instead of 6, but that's still a good chunk. And after that, we are looking for blues and purples because they're the highest gem damage. You could look to make some cascades too if you want to. I'm going to go for speed, and then greens, because he'll need greens to fill his moves. $270k. All the moves ready to go. And Vader didn't kick out. That was so fast, I'll run it one more time. It's not, you're not always going to keep him down with that. But again, imagine destroying 13 multiply gems with them boosted 100%. And even turn 1, the 6 blues, 100%. So I really like these trainers for this. Neither of them are, they're both super easy to acquire. They're not usually needed in feud. So that's a 1 health pack win. So it's not going to take away from the rest of your feud lineup. I'm not saying necessarily for sure that I would run this moveset in feud, but this is a lot of fun. And this would be really good in showdown too, because you're going to get started turn 1, and then turn 2 you're just blowing stuff up. You can choose to place your multiply gems on the gems your opponent needs, so they're not on the board. So there's a lot of wins with this moveset. It's pretty cool. I like this one a lot. Gonna get a healthy cascade here. Almost 200k turn 1. Vader did get his green match. And we only have 2 blues, so this is a pretty low damage one compared to what it normally would be. And this is the one potential downside, but that's enough to recycle and then some. And purple's our next highest gem damage, so I'm gonna match a bunch of purples. So our damage still should be pretty solid, but we definitely won't keep him down this time. So even with that, it's still 200k damage. And it's really fast, you know, it's not hard to make the decisions, so you're just spamming the board with gems and generally having a good time, so. Ooh. Alright, Vader, calm down. 191k, that was a big one. And sure. Okay. This should definitely do it, I would think. Again, grabbing purples because they're our second highest gem damage, and then we'll get rid of those greens. If you were wondering, the ×4 purples are almost 18k a piece. Greens are 15k. And we should do right around 210k, 220k. Oh, 245. That should... Oop. Vader got a cascade. So we're going to take a little more damage here. And we are at a class disadvantage, so that's part of why he's hitting so hard. Purple. Okay. And this will definitely do it. And again, there are a lot of different ways you could potentially run this. I just happen to like this way. You could also use Balor, and Balor might be probably the way I would go if my Balor was 9k instead of Callisto. That would definitely be the way I would go with it. But I don't have him 9k, so this is a nice, fun alternate. So hopefully you guys got something out of this preview. Saw some ways you might want to run him. Really fun character. All those 1 MP moves are kind of crazy on one character. So a lot of fun to use. Do keep in mind the multiply gem coaches can nerf that, so you want to pay attention to the coaches. But other than that, he's a lot of fun. Pretty decent tag links too with the DX army and regular DX. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I hope you have a fun week. A couple days here actually getting to play him and test him. I enjoyed testing him and checking him out, so hopefully you guys do too as well. Remember to like, subscribe, and share and all that good stuff. Have a good week, guys, and good luck out there. Thanks for watching.